Greasy gang, or don't. Welcome back to the most informative channel and video on YouTube, baby. It's your boy C Greasy. Now let's get right to the action. We're gonna talk about feminism. Yeah, I said it, and I'm a man. We're gonna talk about feminism. Now let's get to the root of what it is, because anybody can be a feminist. Feminism is just the equality of sexes. If you're a person who believes that men and women should be equal, you are a feminist. A man can be a feminist. A lot of women don't want to believe that for some reason, but we can be. If we feel that women should be on equal terms as us, then we're feminists. And we can help women move forward. A lot of women believe, oh, we don't need help from men. Men can take a back seat because we got this. Wrong. You haven't had this since 1775 when men created a whole men's league because not enough women stood up to fight for women's rights. Let me see. I want to say, correct me if I'm wrong, but 96% of women were A-okay with living the way they were living back then. I want to say 4%, maybe even less than 4% of women only stood up for women's rights. So let's see how this movement for women's rights came to be. It came to be because men stood up and helped women fight for their rights. Because again, 96% of women didn't care to progress forward. It started off with Frederick Douglass.
What?
Helping out a black man at that during those times for women to get rights. But I thought women don't need men. Men can just take a back seat. When it was men the whole time who helped women, more men than women helped women for their rights. Not just for voting, but for jobs, to own houses, to own property. That's what we're not talking about though. Because for some reason, a lot of women just really believe that they can do this on their own, which is false. Stop believing this lie. Without the help of men, women cannot do it all on their own. And it's the same vice versa. Without the help of women, men cannot do a lot of things on their own. Men and women are one piece of a puzzle, but together they form the whole puzzle. Men need women just as much as women need men. So let's get this false notion out of our heads that men can take a back seat, because that's not true. Again, men formed a whole team, a whole league to help women move forward and get jobs, get their own property, be independent. Because if you look at the voting rights, okay? Women have made a big impact of change when it comes to voting. Ever since men helped fight for women to get these rights. Now, I would definitely, because in 2020, I would still help women fight for equal rights because the pay is still off. Maybe not by much, but it needs to be equal. My whole thing is, For the women out there who are excessively going to the extremes. Oh no! You're not a feminist anymore at this point if you're going to the extreme. And by extreme, I mean, as I've been saying, when you tell men to take a back seat because you don't need men's help, women can do everything on their own. They don't need men for nothing. This country needs to stop being ran by just men. It just sounds to me like those type of women really just want total control and want to flip the role of women literally running the entire country and not men. And if you ask me, I don't think either one should. I believe it should be equal across the board. We should have a whole board of government where it's equal with women and men running the show. And most importantly, it's not even just about if you're a man or a woman. It's about qualifications. If you are qualified to do the job, regardless if you're a man or a woman, you're hired. Plain and simple. If you got the best qualifications, if you know exactly what you're doing, if you know what to say in strenuous situations, you are hired. It shouldn't matter whether you're a man or a woman. I do believe that women should be equal with men when it comes to jobs, when it comes to owning property, when it comes to voting rights. Why not? Things like that, I believe any person who is grown, man or woman, you can be independent and you can do those things. That shouldn't be a problem. And in today's society, women should bond with men to form organizations for men problems, women problems. Don't just let men form an organization for just men problems. The more the merrier. Just like there shouldn't be an organization just for women problems. The more the merrier. If men can help, let them help. The more help, the better. Same with men. Men. If we have an organization meant for men, then state that. Don't just be discriminatory, but also be aware that if you do add women to the organization, you're going to get more views. You're going to get more help. You're going to be known more by adding more people regardless of their sex. Men and women need to get that through their heads and join forces more often than not. Stop making it a team versus team type thing and just work together as one unit. I do not believe that men should be fighting against women. Women should be fighting against men. If we want to live in a harmonious lifestyle of where everyone is equal on terms of, like I said, owning your own, being an independent person, not having to rely on someone else just because you were born a different way, then we need to come together and move forward and make these changes. Because anybody, again, can be a feminist. You do not have to be a woman to be for feminism. It's your boy, man. You already know who it is. I've already said enough, and I hope I presented enough facts to help change your mind. If not, stay tuned, because I got more fire coming. Thank you guys for still tuning in, even at the very end of the video. Since you're still here, please Like, comment, and subscribe. Don't forget to share the video to your mom and them, your ex-girl, your current girl, or whatever. But I'll see y'all next time on the next Hot Fire video. Peace!
I know some people do it like they never come home.